We got another episode here of Mindsets Beyond the Game. I have Bonnie Deas with me. You know, she has a great resume. She's just getting started in this basketball industry, and I'm really excited to see what she has to say about her future and just give us a little bit of pointers on where she's at and how she's going to move forward. Came back home. You just got in. What's one thing that you missed about being home?
I think everyone would, feel the same. Like when you get back, you just want to be around your family, kind of just go back to the foods that you missed, go back to your favorite cafes, restaurants. So I think I've definitely done that in the past week that I've been here, but yeah, just probably those things.
Is there a favorite place or favorite food spot that you found?
Yeah, it's this cafe around the corner from where I live. It's called Little Wolf. I absolutely love it. It's just fresh food. Like it just feels like they've just taken it from a farm and just like put it on your plate. So
Might have to try that one out and add that to the list. I got a whole list of a whole bunch of restaurants and places that I need to go to and just check them off. So we'll add that on. And now in the States, what was your favorite meal or favorite go-to spot?
Oh, my favorite go-to spot was this place called Onyx. They do like coffee. So that was like the best coffee place that I've found. And honestly, I'm still obsessed with it. So yeah, that was my go-to place every game day, get a morning coffee. So
Now you're going to have to switch it up and find a new spot.
I know, I'm going to have to find a new spot.
Pretty sure you'll find plenty of spots.
Yes, I've already found some in LA that I'm pretty keen to try out.
Oh, so you already pre-planned, you know where you're going to go and all that stuff. All right, listen, I'm not a big coffee person. So compared to coffees, it's obviously better here. Is it shit over in America?
My first couple in America, they definitely disappointed me. But then after finding Onyx, they actually ranked the best in the world. Like for top 100, there's like a list, and they're number one for top 100 coffees in the world. So, I mean, I was pretty fortunate to have them in Arkansas because that's where they came from, like in Arkansas. So I was pretty lucky, to be honest. So no complaints, really.
So no Dunkin' Donuts.
No
Starbucks.
Hate Starbucks or Dunkin', but I didn't go to those ones. So.
What was your biggest culture shock? You're in Arkansas, a different state compared to most. What was the biggest, shock for yourself?
I think just like how many takeaway places there are. Like it's kind of insane. Like I think just trying to because I'm a cleaner eater, and a lot of my American friends would want to go to like all the unhealthy places. So it was kind of like, oh, yeah, I wasn't a big fan of that. But yeah, I mean, that was probably the biggest shock, all the takeaway joints.
Okay. Did you understand the language? Because, you're in the deep South.
Yeah.
Not down South. You're in the deep South.
Yeah.
How was the language barrier? Did you understand much?
It wasn't too bad. Like, yeah, I understood it pretty much everything. We had an international team too, so it was just a bit of mix of everything.
You recently just committed to the defending champions. How do you feel? Tell me a little bit about the excitement and, what you're looking forward to for this upcoming season.
Won the national championship and had 6 players drafted to the WNBL, which they've been performing so well. So I'm just excited to be in that space and just get better and, work.
Just doing a little bit of research on myself, I heard that they have like a particular training program, especially mentally. I think that's a big proponent in the game now is how do you handle yourself? And I think them, winning the national champion, beating South Carolina, which is another great program. How do you think that that's going to evolve your game and kind of just make you a better player?
See how I think they call it the Mind Gym over there. So I'm excited to just do sessions with them. I am really interested in all the mind stuff. Like I read books, like self-help books and mindset. And I think it's honestly such an important thing to like separate you. Because when you're older, obviously like everyone physically is pretty similar. So it's really what the mind separates you. So I'm excited to see what they, say about that.
Hearing that type of stuff, because learning in my career also, it's more mental now than, like you said, physical. And it's like, what's that competitive edge? Looking at your stats, you fill up the stat sheet wherever you play, whether it's been in college, whether it's been in your FIBA qualifiers or even in the World Cup, filling up the stat sheet. How do you feel like that competitive edge, like when you go on that court, you just have energy? How does that kind of correlate with your mental processing?
Yeah, I just want to work hard. I don't see a point in stepping out there and not giving your all, your 100%. So I just try and do everything I can, whether what role the coach wants me to play, whether that's just to be a hustler, lock up the best player on the other team, or just be me and just be a dog on defense. So yeah.
I was always told ball finds energy, energy finds the ball. So is it kind of like you have to psych yourself out, or is it like you're locked in as soon as you get there?
I just want to do as much as I can to win and just do what I can to fill the roles for the team to win. So I think my brothers definitely brought that competitive edge out growing up. They've definitely made me strong in who I am today. So I'm thankful for them for sure.
Starting out in Frankston, you grew up playing there with the youth program and then moving on to the Sydney Flames. What was that kind of transition from, NBL 1 to, your WNBL and now back to college? Kind of take me through that process.
Frankston, I did a bit of NBL 1 when I was 16. Didn't get much court time, but it was a great experience. I was around great experienced girls that's been in Opal teams like Lauren Scherf. So that was really good, and that's when I got my offer to the Center of Excellence. So I did 2 years up there in the NBL 1 East, the East. So that was good experience. I got to play a little bit more because we were a young team. And then, that got me some exposure, I guess, and I got to play in Australian teams during that period, that 2-year period at the Center of Excellence. And then, I got to play under Guy Malloy for Sydney Flames. So, and that was another incredible experience. I got to be around so many talented players and just, be a sponge the whole year.
You're just getting so much. You're around legends.
Yeah.
You're around great coaches, great players, and just taking it all in. You're just in the right time, right position. So you talk about timing now, right? You got the NIL, you got this everything that's going on. How do you kind of just want to put yourself out there? UCLA is on the map. They're everywhere. How are you going to try to put yourself and be you on the court and off the court? How do you kind of see yourself implicating yourself?
I'm just going to be me and authentic. I love posting on social media as well, off the court, and I love coffee. So I guess I just post about that all the time. TikToks, I love being on TikTok. On the court, I just want to get to work and just develop as much as I can. That's one of the biggest reasons why I chose UCLA, because I know they're going to get me to where I want to get to, playing for Australian Opals, going to the WNBA. So I'm just so excited to work with them and work closely in the Mind Gym, on court. I'm just so excited.
My unk phase now, and everybody keeps laughing at me about this. So when I was raised about basketball, playing basketball, it was more, I wouldn't say serious, but it was kind of I'll say old school, to where you're on the court, there's nothing but on the court. All the outside stuff is necessary distractions. Your social media, you don't want to really do too much, but now it's super important. How important do you think it is to your game, or just for, kids that are trying to get to this level? How important is it for you to have that, that outside, I guess, image rather than just on the court?
Having an outside image is very important. You want to, be showing the best version of you to the outside world. It's very important, what you're posting on social media, especially all coaches are looking at it. So you got to be, careful with that. But I think just being your best self, putting your best self forward and just showing your values and just being you.
I'm kind of too far gone from that, so I don't think they want to see my stuff too much. But let's talk about your first game at Arkansas. You kind of just that was your coming out party. I'm here, let's do this. And I know everybody talks about it. I wanted you to talk a little bit about it, and then I want to talk about the rest of the season. So give me your first game. Were you kind of nervous? Were you just
Because it was just they make it such a show over there. Before a game, there's the band, the cheerleading squad, all the graphics, on the big screen, they make it such a big deal. So it kind of makes you a little bit nervous. They call out your name, you throw out a t-shirt to someone in the crowd. It's a really big experience, especially playing in a big arena as well. We didn't necessarily fill it, but it was just really cool playing in an arena like that. So I was definitely nervous, and with the adjustments of the game, with how the refs call stuff, that was something I had to adjust pretty quickly too, because in my practice game before my first game, I got 7 fouls. So I was having to make sure that I'm not getting fouled off pretty quickly like I did in that game. But I was pretty nervous, but I just played how I played, and got some court time, got to start. So I was pretty happy.
In the SEC as well, which is a great conference to be playing in. So obviously, as a freshman, you got your ups and your downs and your woes and learning experiences. You looking back at it now, what would you say was your biggest, I guess, what is your biggest take from it? How would you talk about your season if somebody asked?
Definitely physically hard, but mentally hard too. We went through, it's not something to laugh about, but we lost 16 games in a row. So that was something I never really had to go through in my career. So staying just ready and having to just mentally reset every training, every game, and kind of just keep developing and keep getting better. Energy wise, as a team, that's really hard to go through 16 games losing. A lot of us have never been through that before. So just having to, have each other's back and just keep pushing each other through that was, really important. So that's probably my biggest takeaway, just having to mentally reset and just still push forward and just know what your end goal is, and just keep getting better.
Let's talk about your FIBA experience. We'll talk about the World Cup. You guys were supposed to be 5th when you started off, and you made it to the championship game against USA. Talk about that experience. in the moment, obviously you're probably like, yeah, we're going to go and get this one. But just the experience, how tough it is to play on that international stage. Give me a little bit of insight on that experience.
There's nothing better, like getting to represent your country, play with some of your closest friends. Like a lot of the girls in that team I grew up with at the Center of Excellence. So yeah, there's nothing better. So playing for FIBA at the World Cup, it was amazing. Like we had a pre-tournament in Portugal, so we kind of got to bond, build the culture there. That was really important, I think, for the success we had at the World Cup. Yeah, honestly, I've never played with a team that's just so fun and we're just so close together. Like no issues off the court, on the court, we just had each other's back. So yeah, and just playing for Renee, like I love playing for Renee. She just put so much confidence into us, and she was just so under pressure. She was just so calm, and that really helped me. And I know a lot of the girls, especially in we were playing Hungary, and this was to get into the semis, I think. No, to get into the quarterfinals. And we were like down to Hungary, and we went to overtime in that game. So yeah, just having her like really poised and just having her as a coach, I just loved being coached under her. So yeah, and then being ranked 5th, obviously we wanted to show that we were much better than that, but we had some big outs. We had Saffron Shields out and Lara Somfai, so we knew we had to work really hard and just stay together. So yeah, coming second, honestly, it was a massive achievement for us girls. So I'm pretty happy about it.
Coming here, like you said, as an American and learning about this culture and seeing how, motivated and inspiring you guys are to not just each other, because like you said, you guys have a great bond. Your team was a great team. A few of you guys are still going over to college to play as well. So it's like you guys are building this at a young age. I'm excited to see what the next 5, 10 years look like. Looking at that, are you a big person on what's the next 5 years of your life looks like? Are you kind of like day to day, kind of present? Give me a little bit on that.
I do strive for goals, like I write them down. I do have division boards and things like that. Yeah, the next 5 years, I definitely want to be playing for the Australian Opals, and the 2032 Olympics is definitely where my eyes are set at. That's a little bit over 5 years, but yeah, I'd love to play in Brisbane. With all my family, getting to watch in my home country, like that's a dream come true. So, and then obviously like, getting drafted. I really want to get drafted to the WNBA. Yeah.
I love these conversations because looking back at this, I would love to go back and just be like, you spoke about this, and even looking at your other interviews that you're doing, and it's like you talk about these things, it's kind of speaking into existence, and I think that's really big for athletes or just anybody in life. Like, really be goal oriented and speak what you really want into existence. So the WNBA experience, you can see the games growing. There's a lot of new things happening. I'm not going to say pick a team, but how would you say you would fit in the WNBA, in the system? Like,
Yeah, I don't know. I definitely would love to play under Sandy Brondello at Toronto Tempo. That'd be pretty cool. Hopefully she's still there, like by the time my draft season hits. But yeah, I don't know. I couldn't really compare myself to a player. Yeah, I had to keep watching. I never really watched much basketball before I went to college. It was one of my goals to like watch a lot of basketball, but college, like it's always on. It's easier access. You can watch the games like whenever you want. It's hard to access it over here. So I've started watching basketball so much more. So I'm definitely going to start watching the WNBA more.
And now they're finding more networks for it to be on. So literally all day replays, anything that you need.
Yeah.
So you said that you didn't really watch the game. Are you kind of just like an all-around sport? You enjoy any type of sport, or?
Because my brothers would have it on the telly. So would Dad, and I used to play AFL too. So I just really enjoyed it. But yeah, no, I just never really watched basketball. But yeah, being over there, having it always on, like sometimes my plans would alter around games, like and times and watching them. So now I'm glad, because that's a massive growth in my game, like watching it and idolizing people and just learning off their game. So I'm glad I'm, started doing that.
So you AFL team, who's your team?
Melbourne Demons.
Mm-hmm. Shannon, nothing but love for you, man. I'm going to stay a Geelong Cats fan, try to bring some people over, but I'll do my best. I think that this is really good because kind of just seeing, your career and where it's going, you have a great foundation. Was that foundation, like you said, built around your brothers? Is your father, is your mother, are they all a part of this? Like,
very pretty competitive family. Mum's a very hard worker as well. Like she works 3 jobs. So I think, her work ethic definitely follows into it. And so is Dad. Dad works really hard too. And then, I think just my brothers being so competitive, like we'd always wrestle when we were young. And my older brother Kai, he's 5 years older, so he's a lot stronger than us. And Sonny, my younger brother, we're 18 months apart, so we were pretty close growing up. But playing a bit of AFL too with them. definitely toughened me up a bit. But yeah, we're just a pretty competitive, hardworking family, and I think that just falls into my basketball game, I guess, as well.
Well, obviously, we're going to go back to the UCLA thing, the off season. What does Bonnie D's off season look like?
I've just been moving different places, but as soon as the season finished, I took a little bit off just to get the body right. I had a few lingering injuries, so kind of just tried to clear them up. Took a little trip to the Bahamas with some of my friends, and then went to LA and did some workouts with J Law. So that was good. I did about 2.5 weeks worth of work there, and then I've just been home, just trying to soak up everyone, see everyone I can, and then yeah, just starting to get back to work again. So it's just been a bit on off. But I think it's the coming seasons, after my other seasons, it would be a little bit more planned out and easier.
So are you big on routine? Are you trying to
Yeah,
do the same thing over and over again?
yes, and for sure. So it's been a little bit messing with my mind, but I'm just trying to also soak it up because I know I'm gonna, not see my family and friends for a while. So I'm I'll get into routine soon enough, but just trying to stay present with everyone.
Definitely can see that everything's clear and you're moving in the right direction. And I think that gives you a lot of authority to give a little bit of inspiration as well. If you can have a quote that you can give to the audience or to somebody that's watching, or even just a little bit of advice, what would that be? What's something that you can give to the audience?
I'd just say, I know everyone says it, but just trusting the path that you're on and trusting the process. I think it's really important. And it's really easy to compare yourself to other people and their journeys, especially your teammates. And, this day and age with social media, it's so easy to compare. But I think just continuing to put the work in and trusting that you're going to get to where you want to get to if you're, putting the work in and you have dreams and goals. So I think that's what I'd say.
What's that daunting? I'm not saying what you're fearful, but if there's something, because we all get a little anxious about what's coming up into the future, if there's something that you're not mentally working through, that you're just a little bit cautious about, what about this new experience is kind of getting you oh, a little jittery?
I'm not nervous. I'm more just excited to be around like-minded people that want to get better and just not saying I wasn't at Arkansas, but I'm just excited to be in that environment. They've just come off a championship. They're hungrier than ever to go back to back. So I think just being in that and just living up to the expectations. Obviously they've just won the championship. So and had 6 girls leave and they've went to the WNBA. So I just want to make sure I'm putting my best foot forward all the time, giving my 100% and living up to the expectations they have there at UCLA. So that's probably one thing I'm nervous, but I'm also excited about it too.
Another great episode, Bonnie. Thank you for the insight. I think that hearing where you're at and where you're trying to go in the future is definitely inspirational to those that are trying to follow the same path or even just need a little bit of motivation, because we're all trying to achieve something. We're all trying to get somewhere in life. And it's just always nice, like I said, being in this conversation. You've taught me just a little bit of just continue to be me. And so I wish you nothing but the best in your career. Hopefully all the accolades, all the awards, achievements, hopefully you get to the spot that you want to get to in life. So
Thank
thank
you.
you for coming on.
It's been a pleasure.
And this is another episode of Mindsets Behind the Game. Thank you guys. See you soon.